Hey everybody, this is MC with MC Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, an open-world hack-and-slash action-adventure game for developer Monolith Productions and published by WB, where you sneak, stun, and stab your way through the ranks of the dull-witted Orcish army of Sauron. That was a little bit too long of a sentence, but let's try to get on with the review. The game is set on two islands, which I do plan on butchering the names of, Nirn and Udun. Udun is exactly what you would imagine Mordor would look like after an evil takeover, dark, grimy, and sinister, with lots of grays and reds. Nirn is actually quite the opposite, with trees and vegetation covering the entire map and more of a green and blue color scheme. Even with everything that's going on with this game, Monolith has made everything very easy to see, which is very nice. I really felt like I was in a living, breathing world. The enemy encampments in the world are okay, but the fortresses that the Urks have taken over are really a sight to see, with tons of nooks and crannies to explore. If there was anything I thought this game did particularly well, it's the character models. The cape on Talion's back flaps in the wind majestically, and every piece of his clothing can be seen very clearly with high-resolution textures. I also noticed as I ran through the world that bushes and weeds would react to me moving around them. This is not seen enough in video games in my opinion, and I hope it can become the new normal. Overall, very impressive graphics. In the beginning, we witness our protagonist Talion, along with his family, being murdered, used as a sacrifice by the Black Hand of Sauron to summon the elf lord Celebrimbor, who actually crafted the Rings of Power. Instead of summoning Celebrimbor, he actually merges with Talion, denying him a proper death. They then head off on an adventure to learn of Celebrimbor's past and to avenge the death of Talion's family so he can finally break the curse. The game takes place in the time between The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, so a couple of familiar faces will show up from time to time. You'll actually run into Gollum at one point, who of course is looking for his precious ring. He will then show Celebrimbor to many secrets from his past, hoping to receive the One Ring in exchange. You'll hunt Graugs with the dwarf and learn from a queen how to take over an entire Uruk army. My only gripe with the story is I felt like Talion was kind of boring. Besides the beginning where you see him lose everything, he doesn't seem to show much more real emotion. Overall though, a decent plot. Shadow of Mordor introduces a brand new mechanic called the Nemesis system. The system basically allows for free play well after you complete all of the missions. If you happen to be killed by an Uruk, it will rise up in power, sometimes even being promoted to captain. You can then hunt that same Uruk down and kill him brutally in front of his followers. Or instead, you could use Brand, a power that allows you to take over the soul of an Uruk and command him at your will. You can kill enemies in a multitude of ways. You could go straight hack and slash or take everyone out with your bow and arrow in slow motion. You could brand the archers around the camp and let them do the killing for you, or you could poison the barrels of grog that the Uruks are very much addicted to. The combat in the game is the same combat from the Batman Arkham series, but in my opinion is much more refined here. You can even block 2 attacks at once. I found the stealth to be really enjoyable, maybe a little too easy at times to sneak around, but very satisfying nonetheless. There are tons of collectibles to gather on both maps as well. You'll find relics of the past and pieces of a wall similar to the wall found in Moria in the Fellowship of the Ring. There are also different combat-related missions to complete: stealth, bow and arrow, sword combat, and outcast missions. These missions will give you points to upgrade your health or focus meter, or to upgrade your weapons with extra slots for runes, which can be found by killing Uruks. My only real complaint is that the last boss is an incredibly dull QuickTime event. It's like Monolith gave up at the end of the story, and it's a real shame. Overall though, I found there to be an abundance of things to do in Mordor, and I really enjoyed my time with this game. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor is currently on sale for $10 on Steam right now, with the regular price of $20 and also $10 or $30 on console, depending on whether or not you get the Game of the Year edition, which you should. I currently have 16 hours clocked in on Steam, which is 62 cents per hour and absolutely worth it. I do plan on revisiting this game to collect more items and to complete the DLC. With a beautiful open world, slow-mo headshots, and the very amazing Nemesis system, I give Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor 8 barrels of poison grog out of 10. I'd also like to thank everybody for joining in on my review of Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you didn't like the video, or me, or life for that matter, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. Thanks a lot, everyone.